I'm a little bit early, everyone, but there is a raging storm outside my window. So I'm going to just be here when you get here, and hopefully we won't lose power. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. I see you're coming on. That's good. That's good. Oh, God, I've just been so stressed. We have a terrible storm here, and all my power went out. So all my computers turned off, my router turned off, and trying to get this, I'm trying something new and sassy tonight. Anyway, we're live. But let me just say to you that if I just disappear, I'm going to disappear simply because the power went out and I lost my routers. So if that happens, I will try it again tomorrow night. But I'm crossing my fingers. I'm deep in meditation and prayer. I'm affirming my good. Hopefully I don't look too frazzled. I see some of you join me. Hi, Casey. Hi, Misty. Welcome. I'm very excited about tonight. I'm actually trying something a little brand new. I've been playing with technology. I'm just chatting a little bit because I'm early. So I'm going to wait for a minute until people who want to be here on time can be here on time. So if you're joining me, feel brave. Just say hello. I have a moment to look at the comments before I launch into my spiel. So cool. I do love a rainstorm though. And we have great ones down here, by the way. I mean, if you like rain, whew, summer is a rainy season. See, I can post comments too. I can go, hi, Casey. It's fun. Oh, so good. Hope you're all safe and well and happy and making lemons out of lemonade and looking for silver linings and just doing whatever you need to do to keep your immune system nice and strong, not get too crazy with all the craziness. I have a wonderful song for you tonight, a new artist. Let me see what time it is, actually. Let me see. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's Sunday Night Alive time. All right. So I'm going to begin. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Reverend Denise Schubert. I live in North Fort Myers, Florida. I'm a staff minister at a brand new staff minister, by the way. You all might not know this, that I got hired at the Naples Unity Church, and so excited about it. We're not actually meeting live yet. No one is, but I'm happy to be doing ministry in a spiritual community once again. I'm hoping it won't interfere with this venue because I enjoy doing Sunday Night Live very much. You know, we come together in order to just kind of get centered and grounded, to learn and practice spiritual principles, to reconnect with ourselves, our deeper selves, to kind of come out of the craziness. And so every week, Sunday Night Alive, I offer a topic. I'm beginning to offer a song from a New Thought artist, and you know, a lot of people don't know New Thought music, and it's absolutely beautiful. And we have some incredibly talented people. So tonight we're going to be enjoying Daniel Nahmod with one of his wonderful songs called One Power. And tonight's topic is the one who matters most. This was originally inspired by Levi's song, which I played last week or a couple weeks ago. That was absolutely wonderful, though I did go in a different direction than he went in, because he was really talking about forgiving the self, for all of the nonsense we've gone through in our lives. So, the first real question in this conversation, so obviously the one who matters most is you. I mean the most. And even more importantly, and don't hang up because I'm going to the punchline first, but even more importantly, the one who matters most is the God within you, the Spirit of God that is everywhere present, that is in everyone. That's really the one who matters most, because when you're connected to that one, you have everything. And when you're disconnected from that one, you have nothing. And that's, we believe that heaven and hell are not pieces of real estate, but rather states of consciousness. And I can tell you, what I know for myself is that when I'm feeling connected to life, connected to what I call God, connected to you, that I abide in a consciousness of heaven. I'm happy, peaceful, calm. And when I'm disconnected and I'm, fighting with life and complaining and arguing with the powers that be, that I kind of experience a disconnect and an experience of hell. That's kind of it. So the one who matters most is really the Spirit within you. But let's look, let's kind of walk through it in such a way that it becomes more meaningful and more relevant to us. So the majority of people, if you were to go out and ask them, who are you? They would probably tell you, I am a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm a minister. Are we just an ego, or are we just a bag of bones? Are we a mother or daughter? Are we a sinner or a saint? Most of our earthly problems are because we don't really know who we are. And rightly so. It's not right that we don't know who we are, but it's logical and natural that we don't know who we are, because we spent our entire lives trying to be somebody we're not. We're trying to, I'm going to highlight a particular book tonight, which I have just loved and have referred to so many people, called What You Think of Me Is None of My Business by Terry Cole Whitaker. But, we have tried living up to anyone's and everyone's expectations of who we should be. And doing so, we don't really ever tap into who we are really. We don't really know. And we spend our entire lives being who we are not. And then we try to fix who we're not really either. We try to get into the body we think we're supposed to have, the work we're supposed to have, the mental state we're supposed to have, the personality we're supposed to have. And we go through most of our lives not being real and true to ourselves, feeling inauthentic. Now, who are you really? Well, to everything I just described, there's only one single solution. There's only one solution for whether it be the problems of our own life or whether it be the problems of our world. And that is to discover who we are. Once you know who you really are, then your orientation to life changes. How you approach life changes, how you think about life changes, how you think about death changes, how you think about other people changes. Everything transforms the moment you know who you really and truly are. And who you really and truly are is a light being. Who you really and truly are is a spiritual wonder, a powerful creator. You are a sleeping giant. You are a spirit. Now, I have a tough job in life because God has a bad reputation with us. God's just gotten a bad rap all the way through in the Christian Judeo culture as being somebody that you can't really lean into, like a friend or a guide, or that it's not even real, and from my perspective, that just baffles my mind, because we didn't create ourselves and we didn't create the world. I mean, the world in and of itself is a miracle. So if I could somehow, like Genie, just do this and have everybody really kind of wrap their heads around what Einstein knew, what Jesus knew, what the Dalai Lama knows, what all of our spiritual avatars know, that we live in a field of oneness, that this thing we're calling God, you can call it anything. You could call it Fred, and it doesn't alter that it's here, and then it doesn't alter that it is the forerunner of everything you want. So I thought that so people can't really hear what's being said, because there's so much misinformation and so much baggage in the past around this thing that we call the givingness of life. the thing that breathed life into us. The reason why, the reason why we can animate the body, like the body, the spirit lives through us. Without it, we couldn't even lift our arm. So I thought I would start with Daniel Nahmod. Now, I did something really cool here today. So this is a new technological learning for me. So I have another computer here that I'm going to play. Though I have the words of the song up to, I'm going to play the song, and you're just going to love it because it's incredibly cool. So his name is Daniel Nahmod. He's I first heard this song, I don't know, maybe I don't know, 20 years ago, and I just thought it was $1 million song. And the words are perfect for trying to wrap ourselves around what we mean when we say God. So I'm going to switch over to Daniel. I'm going to turn on his song. You're going to see the words because it will make the song more meaningful, and then I'll come back. So enjoy.
There's one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, is what we are. One power, one power.
Did you like it? Did you like it? It's a beautiful song, isn't it? How was the volume? How was the volume? Was it okay? It's the first time I've tried to do this, I think. So if it wasn't okay, just let me know and I will adjust next time. So let's continue. So who are you really? Well, you are an extension and an expression of the creative intelligence which undergirds the entire manifested universe. That's who you are. That you are made. Eric Butterworth, who is a Unity minister, said this. He said that God is not in you like a raisin in a roll, but rather you formed as a wave in the ocean. That you are a wave of divinity. You are not the whole ocean, but you are all ocean. So it's not God like is in you and in me, but that God is everything. And you are a wave, and I am a wave. And Joe Biden is a wave, and Donald Trump is a wave. You understand? We're all waves on this ocean. So even though the ocean is vast, and we are not, obviously, we're not all of the ocean. All that you are is ocean. So that is the truth about who we are. And when we can embrace that truth in meaningful ways, like not maybe it's true, like maybe God is real, right? Because maybe the sacred life, maybe the sacredness of life is real, will disempower the sacredness of your life. And then all the problems we have, individually and collectively, simply persist. So in order to be a giver of life and not a taker of life, to become the captain of your own ship, to the author of your own story, to live a life that is real, authentic, and true for you, you've got to embrace this idea that who you are is good and who you are is of life. And of life to the same, you have as much right to be as every flower, every tiger, every elephant, every lion, every baby, every person. No person's, I think it would be true to say that every person is equal to every other person, and some people are more connected and more aware of their magnificence than others. And we all know that when people are not connected to their magnificence, then sometimes they do really silly things, crazy things, right? So let's dive into the wisdom of Terry Cole Whitaker a little bit, because this idea of what you think of me is none of my business. If you want to shift into living a life that for you is authentic, your life, the life you were designed to live, everything on earth, everything in the manifested universe created by God has there is a prototype in the mind of God about it. The flower knows when to bloom. The lion knows when to mate, to eat, to roar. It has an intention. There is a holy intention behind that which has been created. And there's a holy intention in back of you. And we've been so indoctrinated to not live our holy intention that we end up being someone else. So this idea of you stepping into the fullness of who you are will require, I promise you, it is going to require that you not care what other people think about you. I promise you that Jesus and the Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa never said, "Can I have permission to be the Dalai Lama? Do you mind if I say what I'm going to say? How do you like my clothing? Do you think I look pretty?" Our powerful people are givers. They have something to give and they just give it. And they don't care what you think. I want you to do that too. I have striven, not sure, but I've spent the last 25 years trying to do that as much as I can. And those of you who know me, you know that that's true, that I want to be who I am. And I want to be unconditionally loving in life, but I do not want to, nor do I want you to live your life based on what I want from you. That's silly. I want you to do you. You do you as best as you can do. So let's take a look at what Terry Cole Whitaker says. Here's one quote from her. She says, "Have you given up living because of what they would say about the way you want to live? Have you given up living because of what they would say about the way you want to live?" And who's the they? You know, that your mother, your father, your teachers, your peers, the people at work. You know, where do we compromise who we are because of what they might say about who we are? You know, I've been working with a young woman who's would identify as gender neutral, you know, and she's trying to find a way to be with her father, to be with her relatives, and to be herself. You know, and she's got to find a way. She's got to read this book. She's got to read the book that says, right, what you think of me is none of my business. The only thing that's my business is the one who matters most, which is me and my God. That's who matters most. So Emerson brings some wisdom here. I love Emerson's essay on self-reliance. If you have not read Self-Reliance, it's a little bit heady, but the fact is, if you need permission to be yourself, it's a good thing to read. And he says, society everywhere, there's a typo here, sorry. He says, society everywhere is in a conspiracy against the personhood of every one of its members. Society everywhere is in a conspiracy against our personhood, our identity. Why? Because society has norms and rules and laws, and it has its own, just like a family has its own system. Your society has its own system. This is what's good. This is what's bad. This is what fits in. This is what does not fit in. Emerson also said, "Every decent and well-spoken individual affects and sways me more than is right." Right? We listen to people of authority. We listen to people whose approval we want. We listen to everyone we respect and give attention to. We give them too much power over us. And he said, "I ought to go upright and vital and speak my rude truth in all ways." That's mostly Emerson. I added my truth. He said the truth in the quote. So I love this quote, right? So can we disconnect? Can the ego disconnect from whether or not we're liked, approved of, supported, agreed with, in order to give our gifts, in order to live our life the way that we want to live our life? You know, it sounds stupid, it sounds too simple, but it's not simple. There are people, none of us, of course, because if you're here, you're a spiritually awakened person. But there are people, I know you know people who are not living their lives. They're not living the life they want to live. They're living some other life. You know, we have poets who are in technology. We have dentists who want to be nursery school teachers. We have, we just try to capitulate. That's a great word, by the way, capitulate. We capitulate to the masses so much. And it's not necessary. It's not. All you have to do is become your own authority. You know, Emerson said, my life is not an apology, but a life. My life is not an apology, but a life. And how many of us apologize for who we are? You know, apologize because we're sassy, or apologize because we're too loud, or apologize because we're too soft, or apologize because we love to dance. You understand what I'm saying? Or apologize because we're not as smart as you. Stop it. Stop it. By the way, I just remembered this. Do you remember, if you have not watched it, I want you to Google Bob Newhart. Just Google, go to YouTube. Don't Google it. Go to YouTube. Well, you probably Google it too, but go to YouTube and type in Bob Newhart, Just Stop It. It is the funniest thing you will ever see, but also poignant and meaningful. So you have the right to be you. You are the one who matters most. So Terry Cole says, the time has come to stop basing our self-image on what others think about us. And that self-image, basing our own self-image on what other people think about us is not a spiritual activity. It's an ego activity. So you're actually looking for ego inflation, or you're looking for ego validation, or you're looking for ego esteem. So it's not, we are trying to move away from the ego, right? I want to show you this slide. Hello. Oh, add to screen. Sorry. So ego inflation, ego validation, and ego esteem. We are trying to get away from doing that. We're trying to live a life based on the spirit within us. So what happens, when you connect to your spirit, when you connect to the God within you, when you just jump into that sea, into that ocean, when you jump into that ocean and acknowledge that you're a wave, all of the ego's activities become ennobled. You become ennobled as a being. Your life gets elevated. And you're not great, good, and powerful because of your ego. Your ego keeps you puny and small. The spirit within you, any greatness you have is because of the spirit within you. Any magnificence you are is because of the spirit within you. So I just took myself out of the stream. So Terry Cole says, so the job then is to, it's hard to do, by the way, right now, because everybody's in so much chaos over COVID, and we're disconnected from our friends, we're disconnected from our spiritual communities. It's so easy to feel at the effect of the world. But you are not at the effect of the world. You are not. You can make lemonades out of this. You can find a silver lining out of this. You can teach yourself something new. You can meditate more. Mostly, Ernest Holmes said, he was talking about fear and faith. And he said that fear is the absolute conviction that whatever happens next will be awful, that you will not like it, that you should be worried about it. And fear is a human condition. There is no fear for the faithful. And he said that faith is the equal conviction, but it's a conviction that you know that God's got this, that everything's going to be okay, that in the end, it will be fine. In the end, you will be fine. In the end, we will be fine. Now, I know that what comes up when I say things like this, or we talk about this, is, yeah, but what about the people that are dying? Listen, God cannot die. Waves don't die. There is no death in the ocean. Now, is it true that we enter into these bodies and we leave these bodies? Absolutely, that's true. We know that because right now there are 7 billion people on the planet, maybe more now, 7 billion waves. You get that? 7 billion waves. In 100 years, in 150 years, every one of those beings, incarnated beings, will be gone and replaced by more incarnated beings. So there's no loss in God. So faith is the absolute conviction that whatever happens next, not only is it going to be okay, but you're going to love it. The universe conspires for your good. The universe wants you to be happy. Heaven on earth is an inherited state of being. That any idea that we have that we're supposed to suffer is not of God. It's just not. So Terry Cole says, this in regards to living your life, whether you're purple or you're gay or you're black or you have an alternative lifestyle. She says, as long as you're spiritually ethical, we'll talk about that in a minute, but as long as you're spiritually ethical, and as long as you do not hurt, steal, or take from another, then the lifestyle you choose has to be good. Then you should be able to live it exactly the way you want to live it. And it's actually even better than that. You should be able to live it because you're supposed to live it. That's a lifestyle you're supposed to live. Spiritual ethics I guess spiritual ethics really just fundamentally just means to love one another, to honor everyone. Self-regard. You can't regard yourself and not regard another's self. Now, this is difficult to do because not everybody is awake to their truth, right? To the truth about who they really are. Not everybody knows they're a wave. And when they don't know they're a wave, they could do harm. They're probably not living spiritually, ethically, loving one another, doing no harm, not stealing, not killing, not whatever all those 10 commandments were. They were about living ethically, living in harmony with who God really, really is. And who God really, really is the power and the presence of love. So Abraham Hicks, if you're not an Abraham Hicks fan, you might look them up on YouTube as well. They offer to the world an incredibly joyous theology and a perspective that is worthy of taking a look at because it leads to happiness and health. Anyway, they said there was a workshop in which they were accused, or I don't know where it was, somebody accused them of Abraham of being selfish, of teaching selfishness. And the response was, indeed we do. Abraham said, indeed we do. Because if you are not selfish enough to make yourself happy, you have nothing of value to offer the world. So if you are not selfish enough to make yourself peaceful, if you're not selfish enough to make yourself joyful, if you're not selfish enough to make yourself happy, you offer nothing. Now, they use the word ooze, which I really like. It's a great word, ooze. They said that when you are angry or complaining or ranting and raving and railing at the world, the manifested world, that you ooze unhappiness. And that oozing unhappiness into the world is not offering the world anything. That you have the choice to offer the world your joy, or offer the world your happiness, or offer the world your peace. But you have to have those things first. And those things come to you by way of the Spirit. Those things do not come to you because the world, or because you want the world to behave like, I'll be happy when COVID's gone. I'll be at peace when nobody else is having war. It does not work that way. Your peace is part of you. You bring it. You are a giver, not a taker in this thing that we call life. So that's our message. Our message is for you to live your life, to be you. Your life is to be you, exactly the way that you are. Do you remember Roger Rabbit, the movie Roger Rabbit? And I can't really remember. It was so long ago, but there was a line in there. Jessica Rabbit, somebody was saying, why are you like that? Why are you doing that? And she said, I was just drawn that way, right? Because it was a cartoon movie. So you're just drawn the way that you're drawn. And however you're drawn, I promise you that however God made you is so awesome and so perfect and so amazing that you need not be ashamed of anything. Don't ask for one thing about your authentic self to be changed. You're just do you exactly the way that you are. So I have a mantra for you, an affirmation for you. Now, Spirit sometimes is referred to. I'm just having so much fun with this today. Oh, look, we're here together. Okay, silly. So, Spirit, God is also often referred to as the great I am. The great I am. I am that I am. So whenever you say I am, if you're in a spiritual perspective, you're referring to the Spirit, the God of your own being. So when you say, I am my own best friend and the real authority in my life, it's kind of the same thing as saying God is my best friend and the real authority in my life, because you are a wave. You are a part of the ocean as a wave. So God is not outside of you. God is not over there. God's not, the God of your being is no different than the God of my being. There's only one ocean and many waves. So you can say, I am my own best friend and the real authority in my life. I need not capitulate to anyone. Seriously, not anyone, not your parents, not your friend, not your priest, not your boss. You are drawn a certain way, so you just get to be you. Yes? Do you say yes to that? Say yes to that. All right, so I'm going to pray in a minute. I can't remember what next week's topic is, but whatever it is, it's going to be good. By the way, I'm doing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. a Zoom get together. There's normally, I don't know, 5 to 8 people there so far. It's different in that we can see each other. It's still the same topic. So rather than trying to do 2 different topics, especially now that I'm a working girl again, I'm doing one topic and representing it on both the Hour of Power as well as Sunday Night Live. Sunday Night Alive is obviously recorded, so you can watch it later. The Zoom Hour of Power is not. It's just what it is. I guess that's it. If you want to make a love offering to me or a tithe, you can do that, and I welcome it. I just welcome it. So I say yes to you if you want to do that, and you can do that through PayPal at revdschubert@gmail.com or directly on my website. So, how about I pray? How about I pray upon you, all you waves? Yeah. All right. So let's just take a moment, and I just invite you to take a breath with me, to feel, one thing about being a wave is, water just flows around obstacles. Water doesn't get stopped by anything. Just say to yourself, this pandemic cannot stop my creativity. This pandemic cannot stop my happiness. This pandemic, whatever's going on, cannot prevent me from being who I am and giving that which is mine to give, and to becoming stronger and happier and a better person. That's what we guys do. We use everything for good, for the greater good of ourselves and one another. All right, so let's just turn within for a moment, and we turn within. The turning within is simply a closing of the outer eye. It's a symbolic thing. We just close our outer eye, and we let the world and all of its kerfuffles, all of the ego expressions and all of the divine expressions, we just let them be, because all of them are a manifestation of consciousness. And the consciousness is an inside thing. And so within us is the space and place of creativity. Within us is the space and place of our power, our poise, and our confidence. It is the source of our intelligence, our wisdom, our ideas, that we are a wave in an ocean of intelligence. We are a wave in an ocean of peace. And so just fill in the blank for yourself. I am a wave of peace. I am a wave of order and harmony. Whatever you're wanting more of, it is right there. And you're just going to suck it out of the ocean and express it through and as your very life. And so it is from the space of community and unity, this vastness of the spiritual reality that we live in. I just simply speak my word for and about each person on this, on Sunday Night Alive tonight, or within the sound of my voice, to simply proclaim and accept that we are waves, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, that we step into living our authentic self, that we abandon and release any need to be liked, any need to be approved of, any need to be validated by another, because we are unique. We have a unique voice, and it is ours to speak. And I also know for each of us that we let other people be. Let them alone. Let other people be who they are. You don't have to fix them or approve of them. That they are on their own journey. They're their own wave. They have their own relationship with the ocean. And you just get to do you. And so I say what could be better than just doing yourself, the best self that you can possibly be. And in the spirit of Abraham Hicks, be happy while you're doing it, and then ooze happiness into our world. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity tonight to be with you, to share in these ideas, to embody them as best we can, to practice them all week long, and to see how that affects our state of mind. Are we in heaven or are we in hell? I say let us stay in heaven by staying connected to the ocean that we are a part of. And so for this and so much more, I'm grateful. We just simply release my word into this magnificent yes that is even now bringing forward the manifested word, so that at some moment when our eyes are open, we will see an ocean of peace. And so I just simply let this be and invite you to let it be for yourself as well by joining me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Mm-hmm. Oh, so good. So the rain has stopped. Thank God we made it through. My technology worked for the most part, and I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you the next time I see you down the road. Saturday, Sunday, whenever that might be. Peace and blessings. I love you. Be safe and see you soon.